Greetings, people, aliens, earthlings. It is a beautiful day in South Central LA. And my vibe is just being grateful for the God within myself, the God within you, the God that is within everyone, and the God that is all around. So in this video, I will be sharing my experience with fasting while preparing foods for children. Fasting is indeed a meditation, and just like any other meditation, it's best accomplished by starting with small increments and building the time length as you move forward. A wise gentleman once said, just start with 1 day of fasting per week. And that was the best advice that he could have gave any student because it was very, very beneficial for me and much more easier for me to accomplish than the longer, lengthier fast, which just the thought of were giving me mental anxiety at the time. So, if you are someone that has struggled with fasting while caretaking for others, preparing food for others, I hope that this information is beneficial for you. Like I said, it is a meditation, it's a focus, and like the wise gentleman said, 1 day a week is a great start. I read in a book that when you start with 1 day a week, you build up your willpower. And once you build up your willpower, then you're giving yourself the strength and the ability to go even longer. So, in the beginning, when I was making food for my children, I did have all of the sensations that came along with making food, just the aromas, and that would excite my stomach and palate. But once I increased my willpower and my discipline with consistent, regular practice of the fasting meditation, then once I was making food, there was none of that interaction going on within self because I had already increased my discipline level, and so it was more so of a mental check, like, oh, we're not eating that, we're fasting. So since you have that meditative state of, oh, we're not eating that, you've already, notified your body. Everybody's in agreement with the time fast. All parts of self are in agreement with it. So then from that space, you're preparing the food. You can deal with the smell, the aroma, and you won't get any juices and, inner excitement or gravitation towards breaking the fast and eating the food because you're in the fasting meditation. So you've implemented a state of mind to assist yourself with this practice. By viewing it as a meditation, which it is indeed, you keep that mental focus and it's like, okay, we're not eating that today. We're fasting today. Oh, that's my favorite food. Well, I'll have some tomorrow or in a couple of days. And if you're one of the people that needs to taste the food to make sure that it's palatable, delicious for everyone, you can have one of your children taste it to make sure that it's where it needs to be. or you can create dishes that you've already mastered and you know that it has all the right ingredients because you made it so many times. It's just scientific, so you know it's bomb and you don't have to worry about it. In the beginning, I did have a couple of situations where I made some items and it was like, they're like, ugh, it didn't taste good to them. And they're like, you fasting again? So, you know, we got past that, and, you know, I will either ask them to taste it or stick into something that I've already mastered. So, in reference to fasting being a meditation and keeping the mental focus while you're preparing foods for others, it just helps you get through the process. You won't have any temptation. You can smell the food and it's just like whatever. You can make the food and it's just like whatever. Because your mind is not on the food. Your mind is on your fast. Your mind is in the fasting meditation. And holding that space, it feels so rewarding because when you're done, you're like, I didn't even eat that and I don't even need that. And you just feel so great that you accomplished, your goal. And the book that I read where they were talking about starting small and then, building up, I can attest that to work efficiently because now I'm able to consistently, regularly go a little bit longer. And I like the results. And my children do too. At first they were like, she's fasting again. But now that, the food is where it's supposed to be, now they can actually enjoy other fruits of me fasting, which is just me becoming more refined and a better human, a better parent. So that is, one of my main goals for fasting is enlightenment and health. And I think it's a beautiful practice, but I know that a lot of parents struggle with it. I know that a lot of mothers struggle with it. So I'm just sharing how I have approached it, how it's been working for me, which is to view it and actually practice it as a meditation and keeping that mental focus so that you don't have any temptation. Now, of course, every fast has its challenges and the mind might decide to, think about what you're going to be eating when you're done fasting. And that's normal, but that's not why you are in the practice of making the food. When you're making the food, you want to stay in the thought process of, okay, I'll be eating this in the future, but in that moment, you're like, I don't need this. We fasting. It's not something that I need to have right now, and I'm not going to have it. And just being in that meditative state is the perfect way to be successful while preparing foods for others or your family. And like I said, to avoid anything turning out unfavorable as far as to their palate, just have them taste it or stick to what you've already mastered in making. And I think that about sums it up. The benefits are awesome in terms of gaining more discipline as well as character refinement, becoming a better human. And I believe that's all that I have to say. I hope some of my caretaking, parenting, mothering folk out there find this information of assistance. Wishing everyone Lots of love and enlightenment. Have a beautiful day. This is a before picture of me. This is when I was not doing any fasting, and I had not fasted in many years. The second photo is a picture of me after becoming consistent in regular fasting of just 1 full day a week, and then moving to 2 and just listening to the body and moving forward as needed. For me personally, I needed to lose the extra weight because I am a small person. I'm 5'3", so the extra weight was making me sound like I was running when I was walking. And it wasn't healthy for me. So fasting has been a beautiful practice to get what was stuck moving out of the system so that I could be more healthier.